Day 29 this morning. Just got out in the garden, did some gardening, trying to get rid of some of that grass out of the garden. This morning we have to call our equipment suppliers. I'm disputing a lot of their charges because they're completely unrealistic, like absolutely ridiculous. So I'm gonna call them, dispute this and see. Wish me luck, let's see how I go. I'm just so cranky. Just got off the phone with them. Not cranky, like, it's just not fair. It is absolutely not fair. And this same company has just released this big statement, big campaign on how it's helping save the hospitality industry, and it's absolutely exploiting everyone. Like, absolutely unrealistic claims. I'm getting really frustrated. But so basically, when we contacted them, they've charged us for that time that it took them to respond to our email. Like, we had to pay for that period that they didn't respond to us, basically. And I said, look, that's unrealistic. Can you wipe those fees? And they said, no, everything needs to be paid out in full. So basically, it's an extra 10 grand on what we actually owe that they're charging us. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And me and Devin has just been stewing and steaming over this all night, all this morning. We're just so infuriated. Like, but see, right now, like, in normal times, we'd fight it. But I don't know. What a stressful day. So, we ended up paying everything, even the ridiculous things that they asked for, just because things could end up really, really bad for us if we don't. Like, we still don't think it's fair, but we're going to look after our business. Got to make sure that we have equipment and a bit of money when we go back, so we're going to just do what's best for our business here. But oh, it was just awful. Something I haven't even talked about yet on this vlog. That's something that's been upsetting me for a long time now. It really, really upsets me. The money I used to pay out the fees on the equipment is the money that I was putting aside for our wedding, which is really sad. So Devin and I are supposed to, I don't even want to talk about it because it makes me too sad, but we're supposed to be getting married in October. We've set a date, so the 10th. The reason we set the 10th is so when we get married, our anniversary will be 10/10/2020. So we can never forget it. But it's just really upsetting. Like, with everything going on, it probably couldn't have happened anyway. But, like, now I've just used the money. So it's definitely not happening now. It's really sad. But I'm going to go outside. I need to enjoy our beautiful farm, get some fresh air.
Why do you think we've had guinea babies, Dev? Like teenagers. We might have some guinea babies. We thought our mother guineas, our female guineas, were dead. But now there might be little babies. We think that they might have just disappeared for a long time and they were raising babies. they there? Oh yeah, there they are. We got some babies, Dev. Ah, how exciting. Last time the guineas had babies on the farm, they all died. It was the most devastating thing. Our guinea fowls are wild creatures on the farm. They're wild at heart. So we let them raise their own guinea fowls, and they weren't very good at it. Every day we came out, another one was dead. It was so awful. The guinea fowls, apparently, even if you do raise them like chickens and tame them and handle them every day, they will still turn out to be wild. Here are the cows and the guineas in the grass.
Probably can't see it in the video, but there's some baby guinea fowl there. Not the big ones, you can see them, but there is some babies there as well. One truck full of hay. 2 trucks full of hay. 3, 4, 5 trucks full of hay. And one up there still in the paddock. One more to load, but then we gotta unload all of this in there.
So Debbie's down again helping with the hay. He's been working so hard. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. I didn't even yell at him when he took off his pants and this fell out. Okay, so I'm off to collect some chicken eggs. This is the day 0, so it means that we put our eggs in today. So I'm going to select the best and create the next generation of chickens. What eggs are the chosen ones? Still laying. These will be nice and fresh eggs to go into the incubator. Okay, so I'm just picking out what eggs to put in the incubator. So basically what I look for is obviously no damages or anything, and you look for good color and good size, so whatever color you want to create, and making sure they're not too small. For example, this one that was laid today, like, it's this beautiful little blue egg, but it's just too small. We don't want to compare it to the other ones. It's just a bit small. So I'm gonna pick some that, look all right. Got a lot of pink ones and a lot of green ones. So let's pick out, we have room for 9 in our incubator. So these are the 9 that I've selected. They're all a really good size. They've got nice colorings to them. I really wish my girl that was laying the really deep olives was laying, but she's not, so blah. So 2 sort of greeny ones, blues, whites, and then 3 pinks. So yesterday I was a little bit sad because I had to use all the money that we had saved to basically save our business and pay out our our equipment finance people, so they stopped accruing debt, because when we reopened it would have absolutely crushed us alive. Like, they would have asked for all the money and we would not have been able to pay it. So our love and our wedding money helped keep our business alive. So we had about 10 grand saved to cover our wedding expenses, and that really, I don't know, it was absolutely upsetting to have to use it, but at the end of the day I think it would have crippled us if we didn't have that money. So our wedding saved us. So this is my little wedding box. So I've got a few these are a few little gifts and stuff I bought for family. So I've spent a little bit of money already, and here are our save the date cards that I was just about to send out. I probably would have been the week of when everything happened, these were going to go out. So I'm really sad, but I don't want to obviously send these out now because I just don't think that we'll be able to do it. Like I said yesterday, if we could actually do it, with how many people you can have in a room, but then we've spent the money, we don't have any money to feed anyone, or you can come but you won't get fed. And we were gonna take a few days off for this wedding and have a little bit of time for ourselves, but we can't afford to do that now. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So we're just gonna have to sort of, I don't know, see what happens. I was talking to Devi about it the other day, and he said that, I said, what do you want to do about it, Dev? And he said, all I want to do is marry you. He's such a sweetie. It doesn't really matter for him. He's meh. He just wants to get married. He's so beautiful. Another photo from our engagement shoot. I want to show you a few photos around the house. Every time I see them, I get so sad. I thought we'd be getting married soon. I haven't found anywhere to hang this one yet. I found this beautiful, got this beautiful old vintage frame. Haven't found anywhere to hang it yet, so I'm going to keep looking. So the other day when I redid this hallway, you saw me hang a picture here. This is another one of our engagement photos. Again, an old vintage frame, because you know me, I love my old and crusty. I just love it. So I just hung it here. This is the original cord. I put another cord on it, don't worry, because that ain't doing much, but I still really liked it there. This is the photo that we used in our save the date. Okay, and this one in the bedroom is my favorite. So again, I found this vintage frame. Got it from Vinnie's or one of those places, Lifeline, I don't remember where it was. There's this really old frame, and this is one of my favorite photos. I was just hoping that we'd have some wedding photos to put up on the wall soon. Who knows, who knows. And this one here, this is oh, it's so glary. I'm sorry guys, hope you can't really see that. That might be a bit better though. So this photo here was Devon's favorite. He absolutely loved this one, so I put it in a frame and it's on his bedside table.
These are our first quail eggs. We've only got one female. They are just beautiful. So it's day 31. I'm really excited today because I get to do a painting. I have a commission, which is really awesome. One of our regulars at Whitbird said, how can we support you? Oh, well, they didn't even say, how can we support you? They just said, we want a commission. You know, it's their way of supporting me, which is so, so sweet. So I'm just unwrapping it now because I put all my painting stuff away because I don't have any, well, like I don't want to waste money buying canvases, buying paints, supplies, like, because that money we need to put into Whitbird when we reopen. So I'm just unwrapping it now. Oh, the smell of a fresh canvas is like, I just love it. The feel of it, like I'm gonna bring my paints out soon, like the paint, the whole process I really love. But, you know, like, it's sad not being able to paint, but it's just what has to happen right now. And it just gives me time. Sometimes it's nice to clear my mind and sort of give my mind a little bit of a break because painting is really mentally exhausting. Like, Devon thinks I'm crazy when I'm inside painting all day and he comes back from working and he's like, oh, what a big day. And I'm like, you're telling me. Because my brain, like, when I paint, my mind is, I don't know how to explain it, but when I finish, I'm like, I need to have a rest. Like, I need to sit down and rest because, like, I'm just mentally really, really exhausted. Like, it is, like, really full-on mental work. So, like, a break's good every now and then, but it's going to be exciting to get into this one. Oh, yeah, let me get it. Morning. Story of my life. This morning I was calling our car lender, like the finance people for our car. I got an email from them saying that they can do, like, they can really help us out, extend the loan, etc. Called them this morning. I was like, great, that sounds great. Let's do that. And they're like, oh no, we can't do that. You'll have to pay. Oh, it's so frustrating. Everything is just costing so much more than you could ever imagine. And, like, originally, like, I suppose businesses, they don't know what they're doing, so they're just changing their mind every 3 seconds. So originally, like, it was fine to pause payments and just, like, push back the loan. But now it's not okay to do that, and it's so frustrating. Like, I wish people would just say something and stick to it. The exact same thing is happening with this company as it was with the last. Like, they say they're going to do something, and then they change their mind and no, they can't do it anymore. Like, it's so annoying. It's just so stressful. The whole thing is so stressful. So we were trying to call them, like, there's so many things that you have to do. So many calls, so many things we've got to keep on top of. So many payments that are coming out. We need to know when they're coming out, like when they're scheduled to stop. So if I want to try to continue the pause, I need to provide them with all this documentation. So, like, I've got that written down on my list. Like, it's so much bookwork, so many things that we have to do. So I've got this big list of, like, things that they need, paperwork, bank statements from the last so many months, making sure all the details of our company and everything are in it. Like, it's just so frustrating. Like, anyway, so this vlog is good for my mental well-being because I get to, like, get it off my chest a little bit. But everyone's just trying to get their money, but, like, you gotta work with your people, like, your customers, like, you gotta look after them, otherwise they're not gonna be back, are they? Anyway, so I'm trying to get that extended, the pause extended, so I'm gonna go through all that paperwork today, probably. Paperwork that kills you. Anyway, today it's actually exciting. I had to start with doing that, and there's still a lot of phone calls I still need to make.
We need to call the ATO and a few things, but we called them this morning and they're like, we cannot take your phone call during this time, and then just hangs up on you. And then, but they only do that after they make you sit through the 15 minutes of the, please press 1. All of that stuff. Like, we have to sit there for 15 minutes and it's like, we can not take your call at this time. But, you know how it is. But today I'm going to do some paintings. So now I've actually I had one commission, now I have 2. So I got a message last night. So I'm going to work on those paintings, which is really exciting. Hopefully I can tune my mind out. When I do my paintings, I often put on some motivation. So there's we have apocalypse laws, like rules that we must follow through the apocalypse. First one is don't be miserable and don't feel sorry for yourself. Like, don't feel sorry for yourself. That's the most important thing. Second is keep moving. Don't ever stop. Like, don't wear your pajamas all day, even though sometimes that's really hard. Like, get dressed, get going, do something, keep moving, don't ever stop. That's the second rule. Third rule is listen to daily motivation. So we need to listen to something. My favorite motivation is, I listen to Tony Robbins, Les Brown. I love Les Brown, and a lot of Gary Vee as well. But we must listen to that every day just to keep our minds strong and sharp through all of this. Like, there's a lot going on. As soon as our mind gets a little bit weak, like, game over, we're done. So we need to keep our mind really strong. So don't feel sorry for ourselves, keep moving, and listen to daily motivation. They're just my rules I made up for myself. Like, I need to make sure I listen to something positive every single day. It really, really helps. We need to keep our minds strong because it's so much going on. So much. Okay, let's do some painting. Yay! This is a little bit of first bit of paint I put on my palette. Oh, I've missed this. Like, just the feel of the paint, the smell of the paint, everything. I just love, love, love it. Oh, I just love it. I'm gonna try making hard-boiled quail eggs. Trying out quail eggs for the first time. Ready, Dev?
Ready.
A lot of yolk, isn't it? Mmm. Oh, they're good. You like them?
Yeah, they're like more yolky.
Mmm. Very similar to a chicken egg.
Bit more yolky than
A yolky chicken egg.
Good morning. Oh, my voice is a bit cracky. So, I'm back. I haven't really done any recording for, I don't know, probably a week. Hopefully Zali's done something. Pretty sure she has. But I've just been super busy helping my dad and my brother with all the hay that had to be picked up and cutting that had to be done and baling had to be done and 1,000 other things. So I've just been basically spending all my time doing that. But now I'm starting to get a little bit panicky here because I got lots to do. I got a couple of fig trees that I desperately have to get planted out in the orchard, but the orchard is massively overgrown. You know, it's annoying. Like, I had to try so hard during the drought last year to try to just keep everything alive, which I managed apart from the orange tree, it died. And then we got all that rain, so there was not a skerrick of grass anywhere. Then we got all that rain, and now the whole lot is just masses of grass. So I gotta try to mow this. I could try to slash it, but getting in here is quite hard with the slasher, so I'm just gonna have to try to mow it. Can't do it with the ride on because it's too too thick. So we're doing it all with a little push and mower. But I want to try to get those fig trees planted out today. So we've got a couple of fig trees. One there, one down there. And we've got to try to put another one up there, another one down here, and another one up there. They got to get out today, so we got to get that done. So in amongst all that grass, I did get that bit finished up there. In amongst all that grass last year, I planted some Jackby little pumpkins, and that was during the drought. And I thought I pretty much lost them all, especially once we kind of got all the rain, which helped the pumpkins, but then all this grass grew up. I couldn't do anything about it. And I was just stumbling through there now, making sure. Well, I knew there's some fruit trees around it. You can see that through there. There's some fruit trees around in there, so I was just cleaning around them to make sure I didn't mow into them. And look what I found! A little Jackby little pumpkin. So obviously at least one of the vines survived long enough to bear fruit.
Oh, so another day. This is my first time getting outside. I haven't done any vlogging yet. Today I have been absolutely stressing about this painting. I'm doing it, so I have 2 commissions. And you would think life as an artist would be this one big magical journey of peace, serenity, whatever that word is, and just complete and utter joy. But in reality, it can go either way, in my experience. So I've got 2. One of them, just a dream. I got it started, every movement was a joy, everything came together as it was, the colours just spoke on their own, it was everything is just exactly as I imagined. It was just beautiful. And then the other one is just a nightmare. So I've repainted it twice now, the whole thing, repainted it twice. The colours aren't blending, the colours are clashing. I don't know if they're clashing or if I've just got something wrong. I can't get I can't get it to stand it. I'm really struggling with it. Like, being an artist is actually really stressful some days. Like, really, really stressful. So, I'm going to get outside now. I need to get away from it and come back with fresh eyes. So I'm just going to do some gardening now. I'm going to try to plant out a few more of my little seedlings. I've just cut up some, some milk jugs and stuff, because I find that helps cover them so the chickens don't eat them when they're just tiny. But I need to get out and just, whew. And then when I go back, I'll be like, yeah, that's what I got to do. And then I'll finish him off. Oh, and the second thing I've done today is work on the best budget strategy when we return to Whitbird. So I honestly believe this time off, has improved our business tremendously, because I've been thinking about it 24/7. I actually developed this plan last night, in bed. I was on my phone. And then this morning, I wrote it all down, and this morning I created this big plan, and it's really good. When we get back to Whitbird, we are just gonna kill it. You need that time off for your brain to free up space, have creative energy, go, oh, we're doing that wrong, this is wrong, this needs to be changed, this needs to happen. It won't all happen at once, but we know sort of where we're going. So it's really exciting. Can't wait to get back. Okay, let's get outside. Woo. did some gardening this morning. Oh, still trying to dig up all that that grass out of the bed. It is hot this morning. It's not even that late either. It's so early, quite early. Oh, she's hot. So that garden that runs up the side there, well, what I want to be garden, that's grass. That Devon's helped me clear that whole thing. I'm so grateful. Because I cleared a little bit of it down there and it is the hardest work. All I was doing is like breaking up the clumps of grass and watering, and I'm sweating. Oh, so I'm so grateful. Oh, baby kitty. Baby.
We've been trying to clean up the orchard because it was a right royal mess. It had to be cleaned up because Cody gave us some fig trees and some Brazilian cherries that had to be planted out.
So Devon just planted out some new trees and he's cleaned up the orchard. You've done so good, Dev. Okay, I'm just gonna get through this fence. Oh, do you want me to step over it?
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I'm only tiny. Ah, thanks, baby. Yeah, okay, so you gotta show me the ones you've planted. Ah, so nice.
New ones are up there. Oh, so there's one new fig up there.
Oh yeah, the figs don't look like much, hey? They just look like sticks. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Just imagine this orchard. Orchard? Orchid. Orchard. A pumpkin. Devon grows pumpkins and watermelons in his orchard. Here's another fig.
Another fig. And then another fig.
Doesn't look like much, hey?
And then there's one of the cherries.
Oh, cherry. So what sort of... It's not like a cherry you'd buy at the shop though, hey? Brazilian cherry.
Apparently they taste like mango.
What? A cherry that tastes like mango?
Yeah.
Sounds delicious. Ah, looks great, Dev. You've done a really good job. Earlier this week, there's footage of Devon trying to get through all of this with a push mower. Yeah, there's more to go. So Devon has cleared all of this gigantic, you can see how big the grass is with this mower here. Now this mower was $130 from Aldi. Hey Debbie.
It mows much taller grass than with the ride-on wheel.
Yeah, so this will handle the grass better than the ride-on. That is crazy, hey. It's an absolute beast. What a machine.
Fine.
This is Devon's dragon fruit.
Wrapping inside.
He's gonna tie up. Oh, he's doing good. Devon turned over this log.
I pulled this plank out to cut up some garden beds. That was full of like little, I don't know,
Little bugs.
buggy things. I laid it down and called the chickens.
And he
all
went,
come and found it.
"Chookies, here we go, chookies." And they come running over. You've got them tamed, Dev. They come when they're called. Oh, they like that.
Look at them go.
A lot of little bugs.
I went the wrong way.
There, Grabby.
So I'm gonna preheat. Oh, I probably haven't said anything about it yet. So I'm making some bread this morning because we're almost out of bread. So, and we don't actually have a traditional oven. By traditional oven, I mean any oven. But we do have, well, I do have camp ovens. I've got plenty of Dutch ovens. So I'm gonna make my bread on the campfire. So we just need to preheat it. So I'm just gonna get some coals. Oh, Jesus, that's hot. Some coals there. And just get that preheating.
Our oven, to buy our oven, has been on our renovations list, hasn't it, Dev?
Yeah.
We've sort of waited until we've got the kitchen renos done before we get an oven because we don't know the space it's going to fit in and whatever. But looks like we won't be getting the kitchen renos done for a while now.
That's right. I'm getting good at
Yeah.
like ovening in camp ovens.
To be honest, I don't ever want an oven again. Like, this food is delicious. We'll have to get another one day though, Dev, but this is awesome.
It's just a little
Tastes so much better, doesn't
It
it?
is a little bit more work though.
A little bit more work. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, just think all of that you're doing like would have been done with the press of a button. Preheat oven. Tweak.
The big shovel's so bulbousy that it's too hot. It's a little...
Yeah, that's ridiculous, Devon.
Ah, it's burning me.
That is ridiculous. You're ridiculous. So have you got the bread in there yet, Dev?
No.
No.
Preheat.
Yeah, that's just heating, yeah. And then
Preheat the oven to whatever degree temperature it actually heats to.
you just slump your dough in there.
Slump it right in.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a descriptive word of, you
Flop
know.
it like a big
flop
doobie.
it. Yeah.
Just flop it on in there.
Just flop it in.
Flop it in.
Then it cooks away. Oh, how embarrassing.
That was a fail. I'm going to edit that out, right? So here's our preheated oven. We should have got all this ready beforehand. So I've got this bread mix here. So I've got two bread mixes. One's just my recipe, my no-knead recipe. Another one's a sourdough. I've not actually made the sourdough before, so
Sourdough. Oh.
that's made from a starter.
La la.
So I'm just gonna start. So this one here is ready to go. It's risen for about 18 hours.
What about this one?
That one's not ready yet. Sourdough's not ready yet. So the sourdough needs to rise for about 24 hours.
24 hours? That's a long time. So you're going to put that on tonight or?
Yeah. Now, this dough is very wet, but I've tried it before and I thought it was too wet, and I added a bit more flour, and it just didn't turn out anywhere. I'm just going to tip this out. It didn't turn out anywhere near as good. So, take it over there.
Shake him back, boy.
So we're just going to now. Ow! Usually,
Don't touch that.
you try to
Looks a bit hard.
kind of mold it into like a bit of a shape, but the dough is just simply, it's too wet and gooey to do it. But like I said last time, when I did manage to get it a bit drier and mold it, it didn't turn out anywhere near as good. So I'm not.
That's hot. I can feel that. That is so hot. You've preheated it well.
Here's our preheated Dutch oven. Now, the first time I made this, I burnt it, but that was the bread that actually turned out good. Second time I made it, I didn't burn it, but the bread didn't turn out as good. There we go. He's in the Dutch oven. Close him up. Righto, now we'll take him back out to the fire, get him on some fresh coals, and then hopefully in half an hour or 45 minutes, depending on how hot it is, we'll have some fresh bread. So I've made a double batch this time as well. I've never made a double batch before, so I'm hoping that everything's alright. They're the old coals, we might just get them. Now I do try to put this a fair distance away from the fire, because if it's too close, you'll get too much heat from the fire and it'll burn that side of the bread. And no one wants burnt bread if you can avoid it. There we go. Holes on the bottom. Get some of this old coals off there. We'll put some freshies on. And there we go. She's cooking.
Well done. Nice.
We're gonna have our first peek of the bread. I don't think it'll be done yet, but it could be, because I don't really know how hot it is in there. Well, I can smell it. It smells bready. Ooh, she's getting close. She look good.
Oh, looks good, Zev.
Ham boy! She look thick!
Now you gotta wag your tail and rock side to side. And bite. You are the same.
So I can already smell that I've burnt it. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, she's done. But yes, I can smell that I've burnt.
Day 34. This morning, Devon baked some bread, and I have just been nutting out like a plan of attack. I'm always just thinking, plan of attack, finalizing like the finances and everything. I'm just starting to now feel on top of it all. Do you know what I mean? Like for the first couple of weeks when all of this happened, everything was just such a big mess, but I'm really starting to wrap my head around it, understand it, know where we stand with each of our creditors, lenders, whatever it is, and I'm really starting to feel on top of it, you know. Getting everything sorted, and it's a good feeling. So today I'm going to tidy up this end of the deck. Ooh, so embarrassing showing you this, but you know, this is my vlog, so I need to show you what I do in my day. So embarrassing. But I'm going to tidy this up. So basically my plan this morning was using any like things that we already have to improve our business. So like I'm going to look, I know there's an old cupboard in there. I want to look at that. I thought that might be nice. Like when we come back, I'm trying to think of improvements to make Whitbird, you know, look better, feel better, you know, but basically feel better, have a better atmosphere, feel more warm and welcoming, trying to use any sort of furniture or anything I can find around the farm. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. And just because it needs tidying. Because everything on this deck, soon, I say soon, but it's probably going to be forever. All of this deck, everything has to get removed. Because when we re-stump our house, this bit here, which is the actual house, is the only bit that's going to get moved. All of this decking, everything here is going to be demolished, and we're just moving like that little box that we live in. Yeah, so I've got to make sure the decks are sort of clean, organized to a certain extent, so that I'm trying to think of the future when we do move the house. You know, we're ready. Let's go do everything I can now. I have not been bored for a single second through all of this. I've always had something to do, which is amazing. It's so good. Because everyone's like, you're getting bored? And I'm like, well, my to-do list is so big. Like, I could have 3 years off and never get bored, I don't think, because I just have so many things to do. But I don't know, it's good to get a chance to get it done. So, let's tackle it. Let's do this! So the reason I'm wearing a dust mask is because, oh, look how sweaty I am. Ugh. The reason I'm wearing a dust mask is because I get really bad hay fever. So I thought it might help because there was so much crud in here. So it's not perfect, but I just sort of went through and cleaned everything up a little bit. And this is what I found. Let me show you. This old cupboard. Now, I don't know if I can do anything with it, but it's destined for the dump. So, I'm going to see if I can maybe do something with it, because, you know, any money we can save now is... I was going to say money well spent, but that doesn't make sense. You know, just trying to be frugal. Frugal? Yeah. See what we can make for not much money, if not any money. It might still end up at the dump, you know, but I don't know. There might be something here. Zinni, stop barking. So before Devon went off to bale hay this morning, he said, Zali, don't you eat all that bread. But like, it should be an arrestable offence not to eat bread when it's so fresh. The best way I can describe Devon's bread is it's like a crumpet. Do you know there's crumpets? It's like really moist and sort of holy. It's really yummy. Guess what I just did in secret? I should have been recording it for everyone. So I'm working on my project cupboard. And I have stripped that old sort of vinyl-y stuff off the top. You can see where it's clean is where it was, and that's where it wasn't. Like, it had already started to peel off in a few places. So I'm going to have to try to match this colour. I'm thinking of maybe doing a like a homemade stain, like a coffee stain or something for this bit. And for my doors, I've done a chalk paint, the specialties of what I had left over, on the doors and the doors. The drawers and the doors. So I've done like a chalk paint. The things I really liked about this cupboard, this is what drew me to it. These shelves, that light plywood, I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So I wanted to keep the theme. I wanted to keep that. I didn't want to change that whatsoever. I am going to have to try to do something with this. And I also loved these little hinges, the rusty hinges. I love that. So if you know me, I love old things, and this cupboard is perfect for me because check out this original. This is the original liner. I don't know if it's original. This cupboard's actually been renovated a few times. When I was looking at the paint, it was once turquoise, yellow, and like a beautiful mustard yellow, and then white. So I think it's like from the 70s, maybe even a bit older. It's gone through a few generations. But someone, when they renovated it, put this shelf liner down, and there's all these old newspapers under it. And this one here is dated 1984. So it's at least that old. I'm going to actually see if I can leave that there because I think that is really, really sweet. I think that is just so cool. You know, old newspaper. So I'm going to see if I can leave that there. That's in pretty good condition. So I'm going to maybe see if I can. I don't know. I just think it's really, really cool. I love like the old things and the history of it. But I knew like if it wasn't going to get done up, it was just going to end up at the dump. It was not in good shape. There are a few other things I need to do. I need to just secure the backing board. That backing board is starting to pop off. So I need to sort of fix that. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. It's coming along.